My granddad has just dropped me off here at Bridge 18W, like he has done so many times over the last decade or so. And I used to have my little boat moored up here for winter mooring periods. Good times indeed. I like to do these little walks that are sort of almost living, breathing, physical nostalgia places. It actually seems pretty unrealistic to think that over the years I've spent well over a year of my life moored up in the exact spot that green boat is currently in. I'd spend maybe 3, 4, 5 months here during the winters in times gone by. I can tell you that there's far less boats here in midwinter than there are now at midsummer. It's also coincidentally where I actually handed over the keys once I sold my second boat. And of course, somewhere I'm hoping to return with my third boat at some point. You've always got to show the little door to the Hobbit hole if you're walking past Chirk Bank. So this is Monk's Bridge, and this is an exact site that I've woken up a couple of Christmas mornings, which is definitely pleasant. As you can see, it's got that sort of elongated shape rather than the classic archway of a humpback bridge, and it feels particularly low. I definitely feel this is a bridge that I've come closest to catching the handlebars of my bike stored on top of my boat when travelling. So one to be careful of if you're travelling with bikes on the roof on holiday. How fantastic is Chirk Aqueduct and Viaduct? What a pairing of creations these are to be reaching across the valley here together. Absolutely beautiful, and it's almost like a painting framed by the arches there. You know what, my friends, even as the sun has gone in behind the clouds as I wanted to film this bit to camera, as I look around here and think of the hundreds upon hundreds of times I've been over this aqueduct over the years by boot and kayak and bike as well, there's always got to be that certain element of gratitude in my life for having been able to spend so much of my time out and about enjoying these places. And as I've said in videos going back years, to have been lucky enough to do it from my early to mid-20s is possibly the greatest blessing and the greatest bit of luck I could have ever hoped to have had. What a world, what a world. And again, got to always remember these things and make sure to try and live a life that brings me back to these places as often as possible. In true typical fashion, as soon as I was about to leave the aqueduct, a train came over. It was a great photo opportunity and I scrambled and just about managed to take a snap in time. However, what a great little piece that would have been to go around in the background while I was doing my bit to camera. Anyway, that's life. So as we approach Chirk Tunnel here, as you can probably imagine, this is a very dark little segment of canal, travelling directly underground as it does. And I'll say this much, that if you've ever seen this place or a lot of the canal tunnels lit up with a boat headlight or just a really good torch and seen just how many spiders and cobwebs are hanging from the ceiling area, it would likely it would demotivate you from hanging around too much. When we come out of the far side of Chirk Tunnel and head up past the marina and up towards the White House Tunnel, a much smaller tunnel, this is really a bit of a bland segment of canal because you're so enclosed by the banks and the trees that there's not really too much to see and not really too much going on. There's a huge factory chronospan just to the right hand side here, and there's also a railway line that runs parallel. This I just thought was an unbelievable bit of overgrowth. This is a ludicrous level of overgrowth, to be fair, to say it's such a popular tourist area in the peak tourist months. But again, I'll not get on my soapbox and start kicking off because I'm not paying for a boat or a boat licence at the moment. We've got Chirk Marina here. Spent a couple of months in here long ago. And in fact, it might even be exactly 10 years ago that I was in here. Lovely little place, a lot of the holiday boats out and about though, so they'll be having fun, goodness knows where, on the network. As we pass through the tunnel here, I just want to say that this next few hundred feet of canal has a lot of fond memories for me. I actually recorded a full video just talking about some of my memories from the next bit of canal here, just this little section really. It's where I saw my first ever severe snowfall and things like that. Lovely stuff, but I'll leave a link in the description to that full video. So, as we're passing up and getting ever closer to the mighty Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and Trevor Basin, I didn't really have a proper plan for this little trip or a final destination. I decided after about 6 miles to call it quits at the Trevor Basin, but we'll get to there in just a moment. So that's a bridge that's been hit by a few cars over the years and had the bricks and bits of bridge tumble into the canal. Always a bit of drama. And further up that very road, it's all collapsed into the nearby River Dee. This is a nice little segment, and it's quite interesting just to think of creating this canal originally and how it skirts perfectly, flawlessly level around the outskirts of this valley. So that's the Kevin Maurer Viaduct there, and then of course here, as noted by the two tones of the stone and the metalwork, that's the mighty Pontcysyllte Aqueduct. Here's the little lift bridge. I've got fond memories of all these places, and not least of all, good old Charlie the dog there in Sam's arms as she was picking him up to wave to me as I was passing by while she was working the lift bridge. It's one of the many things that I do love about good old Sammy, that she's well up for getting stuck in and doing the actual physical jobs while I'm taking it easy on the tiller. Here we are, my friends, finally reaching Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and the Trevor Basin that's just over the way there. I'm not sure if it's actually worth me recording any more footage here because, let's be honest, I've probably got one of the most comprehensive archives of footage of this place in every time of year, every weather, so let's have a look at some of that. So if I'm being honest, what I'm really saying in that little clip is I just want an excuse to be able to show you my snowy footage again, because I'm well aware of the hassle, trouble, walking, chill and damp that I put up with to get the snowy footage. And the reason that I'm here all year round and in all weathers is because not only have you got the aqueduct and the canal walking, the absolutely wonderful Trevor Basin filled with boats as well, but you've got the T-Maurer Country Park that you can walk along the river and all through the woods and stuff. And also the viaduct on the other side of the country park. I mean, just look at this place. It's absolutely fantastic. What an absolute gem. And again, taking advantage of the heat wave in the summer to actually go out in the shallow water and be directly beneath the arches of the aqueduct. I could not have been across this place more or under it, etc, etc. I just love it out here. So yeah, if you're interested, please check out my other videos for loads of boat life and stuff from the great outdoors. And if you really want to help me out, please do check out my short boat life books, available for the Kindle and as a paperback. Links to those in the description, but have a look on Amazon for the Narrowboat lads. Anyway, until the next time, my friends, have a fantastic day, keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, have a fantastic day again, and farewell.